Hello and welcome to the Learning Crypto YouTube channel. Now, with price action being a little bit boring at the moment, I've decided to cover something a little bit different today, and that is the Bitcoin mining stock. So we're going into the halving, which is obviously a pivotal time for the Bitcoin mining companies. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about why they might be a fantastic investment opportunity in this cycle, and also go through some technical analysis, showing you some potential buy areas should we see some more downside post-halving. Now, due to FCA regulations becoming stricter, I do have to do a quick disclaimer to tell you that neither I nor Learning Crypto as a company are financial advisors, and that investing in cryptocurrency or cryptocurrency related products is risky, as they are very volatile. So your capital is at risk and you should do your own research before investing. But with that out of the way, let's get into it. So first off, why would someone want to invest in Bitcoin mining company stocks? Well, it's the same reason why people invest in precious metal mining stocks, i.e. gold and silver. And the idea is that the mining company stocks are like a leverage play against the underlying asset. So buying a gold or silver Bitcoin mining stock is a leverage play against the actual underlying asset, which is gold or silver, in the sense that it should outperform. So if gold or silver does well, then the mining companies will do even better. And if we take a look at how that's currently playing out, so as you can see, this is the gold USD chart. You can see breaking out to new all-time highs. So since the week of the 19th of Feb, gold is up almost 20% in USD. However, if we take a look at the VanEck Gold Miners ETF, you can see that from the 19th of Feb, that is actually up 36%. Same with silver. You can see it's currently trying to break out of this $30 resistance, but from the 19th of Feb up to today, that is gone up 31%. However, the Global X Silver Miners ETF is up 44%. So as you can see, when the underlying asset does well, the miners do even better. But that does also work inversely, in the sense that if the underlying asset does badly, then the miners will do even worse. So they are still high risk plays. However, they do increase multiples if you get them at the right time. So if we look at Bitcoin price today, currently around $71,000 or £55,000, or any other currency you look at, it's going to be very expensive. So the idea of owning an entire Bitcoin or a whole Bitcoin for most people is just out of reach. And that's what most people want when they get into the space. So like previous cycles, what most people do when they come into the market for the first time is they look at Bitcoin, they realize it's unaffordable to buy an entire one. And so they look at altcoins, not only because they can own whole coins of those assets, but also because of the potential multiples on their money. So for example, today, if you're buying an entire Bitcoin at $71,000 or any amount of Bitcoin, you're needing Bitcoin to get to $140,000 for you to just double your money. Whereas if you buy an altcoin that's, say, priced at about $10, you only need for it to get to $20 for you to double your money. And you're hoping it gets to $30, $40, $50 for you to 2, 3, 4, 5x your money. Now, in this cycle, what you may see is people start to look at Bitcoin miners for that purpose. So maybe they want to get exposure to Bitcoin, but they don't want to have to go through the process of actually buying and storing a Bitcoin, or maybe they can't get access via the ETFs like we can't currently in the UK. Or for UK users, maybe you want to ensure that the money you make on your investments are exempt from capital gains and using an ISA. So again, a lot of these, or in fact all of these stocks that I'm going to show you later, are available in UK ISAs, so something to consider. So as I discussed before with the precious metal miners and the underlying asset, if you think the underlying asset, in this case Bitcoin, is going to do very well, then the Bitcoin mining stocks could be a good bet, and they should, not a guarantee, but they should provide the multiples that you may not get through Bitcoin itself. So now I'm going to show you some Bitcoin mining stocks on the charts. Now, bear in mind, I'm only going to be looking at these from a technical analysis perspective. So just like with any other investment, be sure to do your own research on the company's past performance, how they're prepared for the halving and beyond, etc. Now, a couple of really good follows on Twitter for Bitcoin mining company stocks fundamental analysis is Mike Alfred, which I'll show you on Twitter now. As you can see, talks a lot about Bitcoin mining stocks, so is a good follow as well. There is Jamie Goodland, who is actually the author, or one of the authors, of our free weekly newsletter. Now you can read our newsletter, as I say, sign up for free, either follow the link on our Twitter or our website, learningcrypto.co.uk. But again, Jamie, very good with fundamental analysis, TradFi, and of course, Bitcoin mining stocks. So be sure to go and follow those if you want more information. So in terms of technical analysis, as I say, last disclaimer is that this is not an exhaustive list. There are other Bitcoin mining stocks out there, but I don't want to make this video 40 minutes long. And also I do own some of these Bitcoin mining stocks as well. So that's all the disclaimers out of the way. Let's get straight into the technical analysis. So as I said at the beginning of the video, a lot of these assets are on higher time frame levels of support, and going into the halving, I think it is a really good time to start looking at dollar cost averaging into these assets. Obviously, if you've done your research and you're willing to take the risk, we're already at a big discount from the rally that we had in February. We're on high time frame supports. We're going into the halving. We should see Bitcoin, the underlying asset, do well coming out of the halving, and then obviously the Bitcoin miners as leverage plays should follow and outperform. So let's take a look at things. So currently, first one we're looking at is Mara or Marathon. You can see, so from the rally we had back in Feb, we are currently almost 50% down, which is a huge discount. We're on this weekly range low, as you can see, at around $17. If we were to lose this level, maybe we see $10. However, I think here is a really good risk reward play. You can see it's a big level of previous support and resistance in the past. And I say we are going into the halving, and look at the incredible risk reward we currently got. 375% should we see a return to those 2021 highs from back in November. So with all these assets, so I'm only going to look at the previous cycle, which is 2021. A lot of them were around earlier, but I think this is not very reliable data. You can see Marathon was all the way up at something silly $155 back in 2014, 2015. But the landscape's very different, so I'm only going to focus on the previous cycle's performance. So from today's prices to the previous cycle's top, 375%. I think that's fantastic risk reward. Moving on to CleanSpark, CLSK. Again, big level of weekly support. You can see we've been tapping this level for the past, well, since the 20th of Feb, at around $15. Again, if we lose that level, we've got a pretty decent level down here at about $11, $12. And you can see we've not actually retested this previous level of resistance as support since we broke through it back on the 5th of Feb, or the week beginning of 5th of Feb. So could see a little bit more downside, but even from here, strong level of support. You can see it's 168% return back to those previous all-time highs from January, or from the last cycle at least, in January, about $42. And again, will we see miners outperform their last cycle highs as well? We'll have to wait and see, but still fantastic risk reward, especially when you consider these are traditional finance assets as well. So 168% is 168% return is still fantastic. Moving on to Riot Platforms, again sitting on this really nice level of support here on the weekly time frame. This weekly range low at around $10, just under about $9.75 current prices. You can see it's stuck in this range. Once we break out these weekly range highs, I think it'll be a very fast move from $20 upwards. And again, you can see a huge risk reward currently. So from today's prices back to the cycle highs of the last cycle at about $80 is a 700% return, which again, for a traditional finance asset is absolutely fantastic. And let's not forget, as I said before, about the UK users being able to utilize these in your ISAs. A 700% return tax-free, not too bad at all. Moving on then to Hut 8 Mining, or Hut 8 Corporation. You can see again sitting on this weekly range low, maybe a little bit lower down towards $6, $7, currently around $8, but again, fantastic risk reward. You're looking at almost a 10x on your money. So the previous cycle highs up at about $82. So from here, $8 up to $82, absolutely fantastic. Now, it's not a guarantee that it'll get up there, but as I say, the risk reward is fantastic. Bearing in mind, all-time lows are only about $4. So yeah, fantastic opportunity in my personal opinion. As I said before, though, do your own research. Iris Energy Limited. Now, this is a bit of a tricky one. We've not really got any past data. They're quite new. However, if we go back to their previous listing price of the 15th of November 2021, that is about $28, which from here at about $5 is a nice return of 467%. Should it get out there? Maybe it doesn't get up there. Maybe it outperforms. Who knows? But as I say, fantastic risk reward. It's not quite on the same level of support as the other assets. As you can see, the weekly range lows are a bit lower, down at $3. However, it's still at quite a nice level of support. And again, decent discount from the rally that we had back in February. And lastly, Hive. Again, as you can see, currently sat on these weekly range lows. Didn't perform as well as other mining stocks at the beginning of the year. You can see its run in February wasn't that great. However, again, you look at the previous prices on a really nice support of $3. Could see a rally here, break the weekly range highs, and then again back up to the previous cycle highs of 2021 at about $28 is an 854% return. Again, will it get up there or not? We'll have to wait and see. Maybe it'll outperform, maybe it doesn't get up there. But as I say, with all of these assets, they are looking like really good risk reward plays. They're on high level time frames of support. And not only that, but the return to previous highs is a very high return indeed. So drop in the comments what Bitcoin mining stocks you're investing in. Is this the first time you've seen them? Are you interested? Are you going to be allocating some funds towards them? Let us know which ones you're looking at and what prices you're looking at buying, or maybe you've already invested. Let us know what prices you've got in at and what sort of profits you are looking at, maybe some profit taking zones, etc. So hope you enjoyed the video. Drop a like, drop a comment, drop a follow, all that good stuff. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you next week.